Hey guys, Lockie here, and welcome to episode 11 of FIFA 16 West Brom Career Mode. Start off with today's episode, we do have a home game against the newly promoted Bournemouth. So it's a must-win game because we haven't won one in a couple of games. Obviously played all the tough sides, but this has got to be a must-win. So both teams in the relegation zone, as you'll see by the table in a minute. We're struggling in 18th and 19th of Bournemouth. So it's a home game against a newly promoted side. And it's got to be a win, doesn't it? Because we're 3 points clear of them, yes, but a win could see us move up to 16th, and hopefully we can get that win on the board. So Bournemouth are the worst defensive teams. We're not we're not even in the bottom five of the worst defensive teams. So that's quite good to see. Our goal difference isn't that bad actually. It's on like -5 or something. So it's not the worst in the world compared to some other teams. But as you can see by our side, Rondon, after being dropped by one game, it does come back straight back into the side. Hopefully that being dropped can lead him to some better performances. And Ahinako gets dropped back to the bench. He wasn't that bad against Liverpool, but Rondon is obviously probably a bit more experienced and probably a better striker. So as you can see by Bournemouth's size, they've got Anthony Borak at a goalkeeper and Gradel, who's going to be a real threat on the wing because he's extremely quick. But only in the second minute, well, this isn't a great start because as Sessegnon gets in the ball here, it's a really poor turnover and Gradel gets tackled. But he still has O'Kane slides it to Tomlin, and Tomlin produces a wonder save out of Lindegaard. Well, it wasn't a wonder save, but it was a good save. But in the 20th minute, Ryan Gould gets off his day, scores his first goal for the club, and it's a free kick, and it's a great finish. But I think Borak could have done a lot better there. As you can see, it does go through the wall, and Borak, it's straight at Borak. He just doesn't get down enough. It goes through the player. I don't know how that happens, but it's 1-0, and Ryan Gould scores his first goal for West Brom, and it's really good to see. But in the 25th minute here, as Kermogent gives it to O'Kane. O'Kane gives it out wide to Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie, who scored a wonder goal a month ago, probably against, I think it was a month ago, against, I forgot which side, but as you can see here, Bellerin heads it into his own net, and it's an unbelievable own goal from Bell. I didn't think Lindegaard was going to come out, so I decided to head it back, and well, I don't know, it's a bit of missed communication. It happened sort of to Nastasic and Joe Hart a couple of years ago. When Torres scored in the last minute, when Nastasic headed it over Lindegaard's head, and well, that was a very odd one. But as you can see, Sermon produces another save from Lindegaard, and it remains at 1-1. But as Berahino gets on the ball here, we're looking just for that goal just before halftime, and Ryan Gould does produce a good save out of Borak. But that is the end of the first half, and it's been a pretty eventful first half, to be honest. Pretty good first half. As you see, stats 4 shots to 3 our way, 39% possession we have. But as you can see, 25 yards out, we've already scored one free kick with Ryan Gould. Can we score another? You betcha. What a top corner finish this is. The first free kick, yes, Borak could have done a lot better with, but this one, there was no stopping. This was a cracking free kick from Ryan Gould. I prefer him on the free kicks than Sessegnon for some reason, and we have scored our first 2 free kicks of this series in the same game. And look at this for a free kick. That is beautiful from Ryan Gould, and it is 2-1. Yeah, nothing Borak could do there. Fantastic free kick from Ryan Gould, and it is 2-1 to the home side. But only a couple of minutes later, Kermogent gets on the ball, gets tackled, and Bellerin gets tackled again. So Bellerin's not having a good game. It's a clear free kick from Johnny Evans, but they play on. O'Kane slides it through to Tomlin, and he shot as well over and well wide. So yeah, Bellerin probably hasn't had the greatest couple of weeks. He hasn't really been as efficient as I thought he would. But they've got last attack, and Callum Wilson gives it to Francis, and the shot is well blocked, and that's how the game ends. So it's good to get our 4th win on the board, and good to get a lot of confidence back. I know it's not a great side we're playing, and it's a should-win game, but obviously we will be taking the 3 points. So I'm very happy about that. 9 shots to 6, so it's pretty deserved. Although Bournemouth did dominate possession. But in this career mode, other opposition teams do seem to dominate possession. I trained some more players, which is good. and I do try to re-sign players who didn't accept because of the squad rotation. I didn't well their rotate like their status transfer status. They didn't accept because they didn't like what I gave them. So I do give like future first team players to the youngsters, and hopefully they can get back and accept the contract. So Callum Jones, who hasn't played much this season either, I do offer a contract. But as you can see here, we do travel to Wales to take on Swansea City of our second game of this episode and final game. And as you can see, Swansea aren't a bad side. Obviously, they're playing Nordfield, who I've never heard of. So obviously they've got rid of what's his name, Fabianski. But they've got quite a good side. They've got Ayew and Gomes is on the bench for Emnes. But as you see by our side, I'm not going to make any changes to a side who got off to a good win against Bournemouth. So hopefully we just need our strikers scoring again. Obviously Sessegnong's played his part in our goal scoring, but early on a fantastic ball from Lucas Romero finds Ryan Gould, who gives it to Rondon, who gives it to Sessegnong. Sessegnong has a hit, forces a save, but Berahino is there and makes it 1-0 for the away side. And what a good start that is. That's the perfect start. Not a great finish, not a great goal from Berahino, but he was there at the right time. A real poacher's goal, and yes, he just held his run, so it's not offside. So great great start of the game, and it's 1-0. But in the 11th minute here, as Sessegnon gets in the ball, he turns it over, and Lucas Romero has a hit, but he forces a good save out of Northfield, and it remains 1-0. So Lucas Romero, like Redmond, didn't get off to the greatest starts for his West Brom career mode, but he's really starting to perform well, and he's a rock solid defensive mid. But in the 19th minute here, John Joe Shelby slides it out wide to Barrow. Barrow gets on the ball here, and we stand off him, which is really stupid. He cuts inside, forces a great save out of Lindegaard, and misses a simple rebound. And Barrow, who must be I've never heard of before, but he really should have put that one away. And as Emneds gets on the ball here, he gives it to Sigurdsson. Gylfi Sigurdsson gives it to Ayew. Andre Ayew gives it back to Gylfi Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson through here, and he puts it away. So the ex-Spurs man finishes on a great opportunity, and an Icelandic midfielder scores and puts the Welsh side back into the competition, back into the match. So it's 1-1, and only a couple of minutes later, in the 40th minute, Andre Ayew gives it to John Joe Shelby. He gets tackled by Bellerin, but John Joe Shelby still has it. That's really poor, and Sigurdsson gives it to Emnes. What a finish this is from Emnes. That was top draw stuff. That was a pretty good finish. As you see, John Joe Shelby did win it back. Bellerin obviously hasn't lost the ball, but look at that from Emnes. There's nothing Lindegaard could do, and it's just the game's just turned around instantly. But in the second half here, Bellerin does track back Federico Fernandez, who makes a mistake, and look at this from Bellerin. He cuts it back for Rondon, and Salomon Rondon equalises. Brilliant stuff from Bellerin. I said he wasn't playing well, but it's good to see. He put a lot of attacking pressure on Federico Fernandez, who made the mistake, and Rondon wasn't going to miss it once he cut it back. I know it's sweaty. I know it's not a nice goal to watch, but it had to be done because I'm not caring about how the goals. I'm just caring about the wins. But as Cole Norton gets on the ball here, the ex-Tottenham right back gives it to I think that's Jefferson Montero, whose shot goes just over the bar. But in the 88th minute, we're looking for a winner here, and there's Iheanacho gives the ball out wide to McManaman. McManaman, who came off the bench, cuts inside here, but there's no options on, so he gives it back to Hector Bellerin. And what about this for a ball from Hector Bellerin? He gives it to Sessegnon, and Stefan Sessegnon scores and makes it 3-2 to the away side and gets us another win. So Sessegnon has played so well this season. No surprise that he's the one who steps up and gives us the win, last minute winner. But you got to give credit to Hector Bellerin. He's got 2 assists in this game, and Sessegnong's the hero, like usual, and this is the end of episode 11. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you guys for episode 12 very soon.